Welcome everyone. Today we're diving into an exciting adventure with our hero Reliable Home Environments as it battles in a competitive HVAC world of Ottawa. So now what exactly is an HVAC company? So HVAC stands for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. It's a business that specializes in maintaining comfortable indoor environment by providing solutions for heating homes during the winter and cooling them in the summer. And then it also ensures proper ventilations for healthy air quality throughout the year. So think of Reliable not just as a company, but as a seasoned HVAC warrior that's armed with 17 years of expertise, ready to take on challenges and outsmart the big players in the marketplace. So together, let's help Reliable thrive in this game of competition. So meet our hero, Reliable. With specialized skills in both residential and commercial heating solutions, they possess superior air conditioning and ventilation expertise. So what sets Reliable apart is their commitment to creating custom solutions that are specifically tailored to meet the unique needs of our community. So as our hero, Reliable isn't just about being the best, they're about being smart and resourceful in winning hearts and trust in Ottawa within the marketplace. As it is, our battleground is full of tough opponents, the industry giants that seem to dominate everyone and everywhere. But with the right insights and the strong alliances, which we'll discuss later today, Reliable Home has a real chance of building a strong reputation and to rise above the competition. So our allies, Megan, the marketing and project management expert, and John, the founder of Reliable Home Environments, are vital for our quest to win. With their support, Reliable is ready to turn challenges into victories. As we move through our quest, unlocking key information is crucial. Our main missions today will include studying our competition, understanding what consumers want, and boosting brand awareness. These missions equip us with the knowledge to thrive in the HVAC landscape, while also having side quests focused on gathering industry secrets, collecting interview feedback, and highlighting key takeaways to help us level up. Are you ready to join us on this adventure to help Reliable Homes succeed in the HVAC battle? If yes, let's go ahead and explore our KITs, strategize, and uncover all the tools we need for success. This journey is not just about fighting, it's about leveling up to make sure Reliable Home comes out on the top. Let's get started.
For Reliable Home's first main quest, we'll be exploring the first key intelligence topic or KIT that it must face, investigate, and overcome to move on. Within this KIT, there are 3 key intelligence questions, or KIQs, that are aspects of the KIT that need to be specifically understood to move forward. First, who are they? Determining who you compete with is at the core of any competitive strategy and is extremely important to understand. Reliable Home's 2 biggest competitors are Canada-wide companies, Reliance Home Comfort and Enercare. One interesting fact that we learned from meeting with Reliable Home is that both of these companies actually focus on renting out their products to consumers on 15 to 20-year contracts, as opposed to selling them for an upfront fee. Now, this actually leads customers to pay much more than the actual price of the unit in the long run. Reliable Home, on the other hand, does offer rental and payment plans if that's what the customer wants, but they prioritize selling these units upfront to save their customers money. Second, how do we compete with them? We want to know what our primary conversion points are that we use to attract and retain customers. Reliable Home focuses primarily on their product as opposed to their price when going against Reliance and Enercare, due to these companies being so large that they can undercut the price of smaller businesses like Reliable Home. Recently, though, customers have liked that Reliable Home is a local, family-owned Canadian company, and that has helped become a conversion point that will probably last into the future with this current tension between Canada and the United States. Third, what advantages do we have that can be leveraged? Knowing and being able to properly use competitive advantages is integral for continued success. Reliable Home's key advantages come mainly from points that I already mentioned. They like to leverage their local roots, family values, honesty around pricing, Canadian identity, as well as cleanliness to help convert potential customers. Regarding the cleanliness, we were actually told a story when we were meeting with them, and they kind of joke around that they like to leave customers' houses cleaner than when they got there. So that's kind of funny. So to sum it up, the key takeaway for this first main quest is that Reliable Home needs to continue leveraging their local roots and customer-centric approach in order to compete with both national and local competition.
Thank you, Adam. The second quest for Reliable to tackle is all about identifying the right consumer trends in the industries so consumers get what they want, how they want, when they need it. So the first question is, how can their products and services be made available for their consumers? So first, after talking to the company and doing our own research, we found that it's very popular for Canadian companies to actually expand to a global supply chain, looking for suppliers in the USA or also in China. This is especially due to the wide range of products that HVAC companies like Reliable offer. For example, Reliable has services such as air conditioning, boiling, electrical services, furnace services, heat pumps, hot water heaters, and indoor air quality. It is also extremely important to be as transparent as possible throughout the purchasing process, as usually these are more expensive purchases for the average consumer, and it's important to also keep the adequate stock in inventory depending on the season. Now, the second question is all about the climate effectiveness of HVAC companies in Ottawa. And to find more about this, we actually asked lots of companies to Reliable themselves, and we realized that Ottawa's climate actually offers lots of opportunity, as the hot summers and cold winters really allow for HVAC companies to offer wider ranges of products like already listed. And through our research, we were a little bit skeptical about services such as the installation of solar panels due to Ottawa's long winters, but actually found that this is a segment that is becoming increasingly popular within the city. And additionally, people who actually implement sustainable energy practices like installing solar panels in their homes or on their businesses actually can receive government grants as well. And this is something that Reliable can most certainly leverage. Thirdly, we're asking the question about what are the emerging trends in the HVAC industry. And this first starts with the popularization of AI chatbots across industries all over the world, as companies try to increase the interaction between them and the customer without having to have a physical person on their end. Secondly is the popularization of indoor air quality services, as the air purifier market is expected to grow by 8.9% by the time we hit 2032. And finally, we did some extensive research asking the question, what government incentives currently exist in the HVAC world? And we found that Canadian companies don't actually have any foreknowledge about incoming grants or incentives, but it is a common practice to make said grants, incentives, or regulations clear to consumers throughout the purchasing process. So from this, a key takeaway that Reliable can use to help itself level up is that it should be focusing on its sustainable energy services as well as its indoor quality services, as consumer demand for these sectors continues to rise.
So thank you, Ethan. And now let's talk about how strengthening brand awareness will help Reliable home environment survive and be ahead in Ottawa's competitive HVAC market. So first, let's focus on the Google profile. Think of this profile as a storefront window online so that potential customers can see who you are and what you offer. And to attract customers' attention, Reliable home environment should keep posting content that matters to them, as well as updates about seasonal promotions, quick home maintenance instructions, or special discounts for first-time customers. And next, let's discuss the website traffic. People are not interested in boring ads, but HVAC is a necessity, so how to make it fun? To get people excited about visiting the website, it's important to create ads and social media posts that highlights what makes you different and what is interested. For example, showing the outstanding warranty, or that you are a trusted family-owned Ottawa business. Also, by using interesting visuals, catchy headlines such as, "Is your HVAC ready for Ottawa's winter?" And those interesting headlines can catch people's attention and lead them right to your website, increasing their engagement and connection with the brand. Another important area is building trust through external platforms, like Yelp or Better Business Bureau. Customers rely heavily on those reviews when deciding who to trust, so encourage the satisfied customers to leave detailed and positive reviews about their experience, especially highlighting on the company's reliability. And finally, it's important to remain adaptable and creative. Pay attention to what's trending online, like popular TikTok or Instagram audio, memes, or challenges, and put HVAC-related spin on them. Imagine a short video using trending audio to humorously highlight a common HVAC issue and how you could easily solve it. And by posting those engaging content and participating in online trends, Reliable Home Environment will attract and maintain a lot of customers, ensuring to staying ahead in the market.
Well done. You've completed the main quest. We have our KITs and our KIQs, but wait, there's still the side quest left to tackle, and that is our meeting with our ally. So meet Megan. She's the daughter of Reliable's founder, and she currently leads the marketing efforts of the business. There are 3 main goals for our meeting with Megan that she is best equipped to address. Number 1, we need to better understand the game and equip ourselves with the necessary tools. This is building directly off of what was done in the main quest. It's establishing the information needed to properly answer our KIQs. Second goal is to get a heads up of what to look out for, who the enemies are, and what their strengths and weaknesses are. And number 3, to understand the evolving factors in the industry so that we can be equipped to react to change as quickly as possible. And so from this meeting with Megan, with these 3 goals in mind, we derived 3 key insights that will help equip you in going through the remainder of this stage. The first insight is that not all HVAC companies are created equal. In fact, many are owned by foreign corporations, meaning they sit on large pools of capital, so they have a lot of cash to spend on everyday activities, including marketing. However, because they are foreign owned, they offer way less transparency to consumers, and that right there is a weakness that Reliable can leverage. If they root themselves in their Ottawa owned and operated origin, they can build consumer trust and loyalty by proving to consumers that they are an Ottawa business for the Ottawa people, and that generates IQ points there. Perfect. Moving on to insight number 2 is to beware of the tricksters and scammers. Many HVAC companies have in fact become financing companies. They trap consumers in these long-term leases where the consumer holds a lot of debt for this company and has to pay compounded interest on this debt. And essentially what ends up happening is that this consumer over the long-term horizon pays way more for the original product or service than they would have paid if they had just paid for it up front. This is a business practice that Reliable does not condone, and instead they offer much more transparent, honest, and ethical financing agreements if needed for the consumer. Otherwise, they prefer to have all transactions be paid up front to avoid trapping consumers in unfair financing agreements like this one. More IQ points. And then the third insight is to know who to talk to when facing changing factors. The HVAC industry is constantly changing due to regulation changes from the government. Changing incentives and rebates mean that HVAC companies need to constantly navigate new environments. We've learned that EnerGuide is your friend. It's an organization specifically made to help HVAC companies navigate these changing regulations and know how to best serve customers. And now all of this in mind, it's important to apply it to not just the regulation changes, but other political changes as well, such as the tariffs incoming from the US. This means that you need to know who to talk to in your supply chain and down your value chain so you know how to be proactive in the face of these changing environments. And so congratulations, you've now completed the main quest and the side quest, and this concludes the first iteration of our CI cycle. This is all for now, so we'll see you in stage 2, to be continued, and best of luck.